You may not know what this is, but it is a countersink pilot bit, and today I'm going to show you how to use it perfectly. Today we're going to make a small low-level bench for use in the garden, small kids' bums, anything you like really. Right, so you've got 4 legs, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 2 long pieces of wood and 2 short pieces of wood. Now these are short to fit within this size, and these are long to fit within this size. Okay? Now I'm going to pilot screw them together, and then put the lid on top as the seat part of our bench. Okay? So this is our countersink bit. This is the pilot hole for the screw to go into, and this bit cuts a piece in the top so the screw fits the whole way in under the surface of the wood. My drill is set on drill, not screw or hammer. Okay, now watch this. This is really the best. First of all, you're holding it really strong. Your full weight is in this arm and on the drill. Now that's your first one. I'm not putting another one here because I don't want them it's better if it's slightly offset because the wood may split. So it's slightly offset. Okay, so here, right, when this screw goes in, it has somewhere to follow. So it's not going to go that way or that way. It's going to go straight down and be as strong as possible, making that a strong joint. If you just drill the hole without the countersunk piece, what will happen is that the surface of the wood will either be pulled in by the screw, or the screw will sit proud, catching little legs, little fingers, and just doesn't look tidy. I've now changed the bit to screw bit to basically drive the screws into the wood. Okay, so you see they're below the surface, so they're not going to catch on anything. And if you do decide, as I say, to decorate, you can fill it, sand it back, and then nobody can see where the fixings are. Makes it look that bit more professional, which is what we all want at the end of the day. Right, so now you have the legs stopping flipping out sideways. We have to stop them just going splat when you sit or put your lovely flower pots on it. So I'm going to brace the legs this way with the shorter pieces of the wood that I showed you earlier, with exactly the same system. Trickier though. So these ones are going to sit underneath the ones that you've already put in, so they don't interfere with the screws that are already driven into here. So I'm going to put them on there, and they'll be countersunk as well for the same reasons as we did there. Also, I'm using the edge of the faces to make sure that they're square against it. Right, I'm going to do it one at a time. My hands won't hold it up for that long. Watch this. Ta-da! I needed one though. See? It wobbled. Let's get a better strength hold. I love my magnet. Really enjoying the magnet. This is the trickiest part, is joining it all up together without making a hames of it. So you need to use all of your body, get as many things not to be wobbly as possible. This is starting to look like a coffee table. Maybe I should bring it inside the house. What we've basically done is made a basic frame. And let's try and see if this works as well. Yay. Here we go. Lovely. To be honest with you, once you've mastered cutting, drilling and screwing, carpentry isn't an awful lot more of that. It's just understanding shapes. So, you know, the next time you're at a restaurant, have a look under the table when you drop your napkin and see how they've managed to get this big long table without loads of pieces of wood, and try and work out how they've done it and use it at home. I mean, how do you think I learnt most of it? I've robbed it off everyone I could see. We're going to fit the lid to our frame. And how we're going to do that is basically the same way. Although with our countersink, because this is thinner, we're not going to go as deep. See, just a little bit. It didn't go in as deeply for this one. I'm going to screw it in 3 for the long and 2 for the short, purely for the basis of keeping it on. so that if somebody lifts it from either end, it doesn't pop out. You can measure out where you exactly want them if you want to, but you know, the frame is there so you can feel the wood underneath with your hand. First of all, you need it to be across in the middle. The ones that have a line across, which are slotted heads, it's very hard to use a drill bit with a slotted head because they slip out and you tend to damage your materials and your hand. So I always use a posi drive, it's called. The Pilot works in the way that you now have somewhere for the screw to go without holding it. So you can see I can actually put the screw in and the wood itself guides your screw in. Right, so there's 2 in each leg to make sure you've got the strength at this end so it doesn't pop off. And I'll put 2 in each of the other legs as well. Right, so there you go. You have a small bench for your garden. Now in this state, it's not waterproof. It needs to be filled and painted if you want to leave it outside. But you know, it's not a hard thing to do. I would challenge anybody to find difficulty, really difficulty, in other than sawing your hand off, drilling your hand off, or dropping all your screws, which is why you need your magnetized screwdriver. It's a very simple thing to make and anybody can do this.